Hey guys, welcome back to another video of WBJE Crash Course 2021। हमारा WBJE का एग्ज़ाम बहुत ही जल्दी आने वाला है, सो इसका प्रिपरेशन वी हैव टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम नाउ। तो अगर आप लोगों ने पहला वीडियोस देखा है तो यू ऑलरेडी हैव सम सॉर्ट ऑफ आइडिया हाउ टू सॉल्व दीज टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चंस इन कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम। वी हैव डन सम एप्लीकेशन एंड सॉल्व वेरियस टाइप्स ऑफ न्यूमेरिकल्स ऑन रिफ्लेक्शन ऑलरेडी। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद रिफ्रैक्शन। So before we start with refraction, let's look at the overview which we already know. आप लोगों ने already पढ़ा है about the laws of reflection in refraction in class 10th. So what are they? The incident ray, refracted ray and the normal to the interface of any two given mediums all lie in the same plane. And the Snell's law, which is very important and which is the major formula for solving most of the question on refraction. That is the ratio of the sine of angle of incidence and sine of angle of refraction is constant, and that is what we call refractive index, and it is denoted by a symbol mu. So it is basically sine of angle of incidence by sine of angle of refraction. Easy, right? So we know the basic terms. Now we can move on to the sums. Let's start with a very basic sum which you can solve easily. It is child's play, but we should start with basic things so that you can then move on to the advanced type of numericals and easily solve them. So let's look at it. The question number 1. Refractive index of glass with respect to water. We have to find that, and given is refractive index of glass with respect to air and refractive index of water with respect to air. Both of them are given, and you have to find the refractive index of glass with respect to water. It's very simple. What do? Mu g. It is denoted by n here, so let's not use mu. Ng is equals to Ngw, that is refractive index of G with respect to water. We write it like this. What is it? It is Ri of glass by refractive index of water. Right? So how? It's very simple. Now just put the values. With respect to air and n water with respect to air. So what is it? 3 by 2 divided by 4 by 3 as given in the question, which comes out as 9 by 8. Just write it in the decimal form. It's 1.125. Let's see if we have that option. Yes, we have that option. So option A is correct. Moving on to the next sum, you should be able to use Snell's law on this with more proficiency after the previous sum. So what is it? A light ray is incident on a transparent glass slab of refractive index √3. If the reflected and refracted rays are mutually perpendicular, what is the angle of incidence? So here some part of the incident light ray gets reflected and the rest of it gets refracted, and the reflected and refracted angle are separated by an angle of 90 degree. So here R denotes the angle of reflection and R dash denotes the angle of refraction. So according to the question, you should be able to write this: 90 minus R plus 90 minus R dash should be equal to 90, right? Because this is the normal, so normal minus the angle of reflection should give you this angle, and similarly the normal minus angle of refraction should give you this angle, and sum of these two angles should be 90 degree as given in the question. So from here we get one equation. Now simplifying equation 1, we can write r dash is equal to 90 minus r. Now we already know the laws of reflection, that is angle of incidence equals to angle of reflection. So r dash can also be written as 90 minus angle of incidence. Now using Snell's law, you can directly use the Snell's law, which is angle of incidence is in the medium one, which is air. So NA sine I equals to NM, that is mu here. So we write mu sine of r dash. Since NA is 1, so sine I equals to root 3 sine, we can write r dash as 90 sine 90 minus angle of incidence. That implies we can solve this equation, we can solve this, and simplifying it we can find tan I equals to mu. So I is tan inverse mu, that is tan inverse root 3, that is equals to 60 degree. So do we have 60 degree in the option? Let's find out if we have that option here. Yes, so option B is correct. Very simple. You can solve these questions very easily. Now moving on to the question 3. A light ray is incident on a glass sphere of refractive index root 3 at an angle of incidence 60 degree as shown in the figure. The total angle of deviation after 2 refraction. So total angle of deviation should be T1 delta 1 plus delta 2, that is this. So we have to find separately delta 1 and delta 2. First of all, while solving these type of question, you have to keep the objective very clear. What step, in what order should you solve the sum, what should you find after what. So you should be very clear with the objective. In this question, what is our objective? Our objective is to find r and r dash, then find out d1 and d2 and then add them. Simple. So for that we have to simply apply laws of reflection, that is Snell's law, refraction. Applying laws of refraction, that is Snell's law, we find 1 sine 60. Since 1 is the refractive index of the air, 1 sine 60 equals to root 3 sine r. Equation 1. From this, solving this, we can find sine, that is the first angle of refraction r is what? It is 30 degree. So we have obtained the first angle of refraction. Moving on to the r dash. So here r dash becomes the angle of incidence, and emergent ray, that is E, is the angle of refraction. Here the refraction occurs from denser medium to rarer medium, right? So what will be the equation now? 1 sine E, since 1 is the refractive index of air, equals to root 3 sine r. From here we can find the value for E. Solving this, we find the value of E, which is 60 degree. Now we have got both the value of R and E. What is our job next? Our next job is to find D1. How do we find D1? Now listen to this very carefully. If there was no glass sphere in the path of the light should have followed this path, right? This path. But since there is this glass ball or sphere, the light gets refracted, it bends, it deviates from its path. So how do we find the angle of deviation? it should be D1 should be I minus R, because this angle should be equal to this angle, vertically opposite angle, which is 60 minus 30, that is 30. So we found the D1 angle. Similarly, we can also find D2. Here it should be E minus D2, that is E minus R dash. We found out the R dash, so D2 should be E minus R dash, because D2 and R dash should be equal. E is 60 degree and R dash, what is R dash? R dash should be equal to R, so it is 30 degree. Now total angle of deviation should be 30 plus 30, that is 60 degree. Let's find out if we are correct or not. So option D is correct. Moving on to the next sum. An observer can see through a pinhole the top of a thin rod of height h placed as shown in figure 1. So look at the figure 1. The beaker is of height 3h and the rod is of height h, which is placed inside the beaker. So when there is no fluid, the light ray from the top of the rod reaches the eye through the pinhole directly. Now what happens? The beaker is filled with a liquid up to a height of 2h. Then he can see the lower end of the rod. So the pinhole doesn't move, all because the light bends due to the presence of liquid, due to the difference in refractive index of the two medium. So let's consider the refractive index of the medium to be n. Simplifying the diagram, we can see that the point AB is of height 2h because the whole beaker is of height 3h and the rod is of height 2h, so the distance between point A and B should be 2h. So first of all, an angle of incidence is marked, an angle of refraction is this. Since the normal and the side of the beaker is parallel to each other, so this angle should also be equal to R, as shown in the figure. So we have all the necessary diagram prepared. Now we can use the Snell's law directly. So now putting the Snell's equation, that is n. N is the refractive index of the fluid. Since the light ray is passing from the denser medium to the rarer medium, so we have to write n sine I equals to 1 sine R, which is the air. This is equation number 1. Now we have to find tan R. We have to find the angle of refraction. So we have to find tan R. By looking at the diagram, you can easily say how to find tan R. See, this is R. This is R2, right? So from the triangle PQR, we can easily find tan R, which is 2h by 2h, perpendicular by base. So यहाँ पर perpendicular है 2h and base is also 2h. So tan R we can write 2h by 2h, that is 1. So tan R is 1. That implies what? R is equal to 45 degree. So we have obtained R. And sine I, we can also write sine I as h by h root 5. Similarly from geometry, so I is equals to sine inverse 1 by root 5, or we can also keep it as sine I equals to 1 by root 5. Did you understand why did I do that? Yes, this too is also from geometry. We can find I, the value of I, from geometry of the diagram. Now we have values for r and I. Now substituting the values of r and I in equation 1, very simple, which is n into sin I is 1 by root 5, so 1 by root 5 equals to 1 into 1 by root 2. That implies n is equals to root 5 by root 2. Now let's see the options, if we can match the options. What are the options? They are given in decimals. So what is the value of root 5 by 2? It should be close to 1.581. So option A is correct. With this we come to an end of today's lecture. अगले दिन से हम और ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम्स करेंगे ऑन रिफ्रैक्शन, एंड वी विल ऑल्सो ट्राई अ बिट मोर कॉम्प्लिकेटेड सम, बिकॉज दिस इज़ नॉट ऑल दैट विल कम इन द एग्ज़ाम. वी हैव टू लेवल इट अप अ बिट. तो अगर आप लोगों को कोई भी डाउट्स है, एंड इफ़ यू वांट टू आस्क एनीथिंग, प्लीज़ feel free to ask it in the comment box, and you can also contact with us in our telegram group and ask the teachers, the faculty members about any question, any doubts you have. I hope you like the lecture. See you in the next lecture. Goodbye.